Bavaria Beast asks, how do you get rid of bad habits? Bad habits. This is purely psychological. So for bad habits, what you need to do is you need to actually think about what your bad habits are and pay attention to them in a match. So one of my bad habits was using Crouch Fierce as an anti-air in situations where I needed to use air throw. So I would be playing games, and then people would jump at me at angles where Crouching Fierce would not work. So let's see if I can set that up here. So the Crouching Fierce, amazing anti-air, and this was consistent across multiple characters and titles, right? In Street Fighter V with Balrog and Oro. Crouching Fierce Punch is, with a lot of the characters I played, has been a great anti-air, but it does not cover behind the head at these angles where people will go for these perfectly spaced cross-up jumps. And I would always reflexively just press Crouching Fierce because I would, have my anti-air relegated to my System 2 thinking. My lizard brain was handling the reactions, and it wasn't in my conscious brain. And because of that, this would happen to me, and this would often allow people to get out of the corner or get a full combo on me out of nowhere, and it was a really bad habit. When I was playing these characters, what you should be doing is jump back air to air. Or with Oro and JP, right? You have air throw. Really strong option for people trying to jump over you like that. But of course, universals like jump back light is a universal option to keep people caged and stop from crossing you up and getting pressure, right? So this was a huge bad habit of mine, was autopiloting the Crouch Fierce. So whenever the situation would come up in game, I would just remind myself, hey dummy, you need to go for the air to air, go for the air to air, go for the air to air. I would just repeat that mantra to myself over and over and keep reminding myself of the situation. And when I was playing matches, I would be telling myself, okay, when I get close to them, look for the cross-up, look for the cross-up, look for the cross-up, look for the cross-up. I'd have to really heavily dedicate my focus to reacting to that one thing. And that would obviously make the rest of my gameplay kind of suffer a little bit. But I was using those matches to practice breaking that habit and to add a new technique to my repertoire so that I became a better player, right? So a huge part of it is just telling yourself to do it, man. You just got to talk to yourself. I talk to myself in these matches. And don't be afraid of performing worse overall by focusing on improving a limited aspect of your gameplay, right? So yeah, maybe in those instances people might dash up on me and hit me in the face, and I might be a little bit worse overall controlling the ground, but I was trying to focus on doing something new and recognizing the situation when to use a new technique, and that will overall improve me so that I become more well-rounded and you'll win more games in the end, right? So consciously think about the habit you're trying to break, and then consciously focus on the situation where you want to apply the technique, and then you'll start applying it. Now, if it's the inverse, where it's like you need to stop doing something, like you need to stop mashing in this situation, it's similar. And instead of doing what you need to do, you need to not do what you don't need to do. Don't mash in this situation. Don't mash here. Don't block here. I think verbalizing it to yourselves and then just keep pointing out the situations where it occurs will help keep it in your mind and keep it active. And then eventually you'll be able to autopilot those good habits more often than autopiloting the bad habits.